So, if I'm correct, I've got some 30 minutes for the presentation. I'm pretty much trying to go into be fast. Uh, Energiaklub and RenovAID project, Ilka covered this last time, so I won't do this slide today. A bit of refreshment about what we've been talking about so far in this project and last time. What are one-stop shops are good for? They they are good for connecting people who want to renovate their house and with the people who want to do the work for them. It's not easy, of course. Most of the players, most of the stakeholders, of course, wants this to happen. But it's not so easy. It's kind of complicated task, even in countries where it is ongoing, when there are already OSSes, and especially where there aren't, it's even more complicated. Ilka covered last time the chicken and egg problem when there is there is a demand, but it's a low for energy retrofitting. There are not enough qualified offer. There is a lack of information and trust, and so on and so on. So this is why OSS are good for. They are supporting the homeowners. They are connecting the stakeholders, and finally everyone hopefully can be happy. Even the state, which supposed to finance this kind of activities, also the EU, also the member states who wants to decrease the energy demand, want to decrease the emissions, energy dependency, and also the homeowners who want to decrease their expenses. So for these goals, the main objectives of the OSSes are to simplify and accelerate the renovation processes, to reach a higher depth of renovation in the houses, to be able to spend the money well, which is available for this kind of building process, renovation processes, to reach an average depth which is deeper than it would be on other way. And also for that aim, they work on disseminate information, encourage the cultural shift in terms of how the homeowners use their houses, the equipment, and so on. They're also pooling skills for providing information for homeowners to find the best contractors or on the market. They're also for clarifying liabilities and trying to secure trust of homeowners in contractors. OSSes, what do they offer? What First of all, this consultancy. If you are a homeowner, you will certainly need information about what can you do and how it should be done, who will do this for you, how much money you will need for that, and so on and so on. Most of the homeowners are laymen. They just don't really know too much about these processes. This is why OSS are for, to help them. They also can put together a package for the homeowners, providing them innovation services. This is, I'm going to talk about in details. They are trying to simplify the innovation process and very importantly, adapt them to local conditions because not necessarily can they say in Brussels or in the capital of the country what you need and how it can be done in another city in the countryside, for example. They also can provide financial support from local sources and also can provide the homeowners, the professionals, contractors who work on this area, and they can reach them. And very importantly, they work on once again to use the money available for renovation on the best way to reach as much energy savings as they just can, as can be done. Um, there are lots of stakeholders on this market, on this field. Most of them, all of them are interested in in finding the homeowners who want to retrofit or renovate their houses from energy point of view, of course. And they're also interested in getting contracts. If they are interested in having having programs financed by the state and so on and so on, and interested in finding the way to the homeowners to. Therefore, I listed some stakeholders on this slide. Maybe there can be much more, many more on this field. These are the most important ones, like architects, energy specialists, and engineers, contractors who can do this work like insulating the house, like changing the windows and so on. Also, general contractors can be the stakeholders, real estate agents, uh, which can deal with energy efficiency and renovation project also. Customer services of banks, very importantly, construction material distributors and DIY stores. Condominium administrators, I don't know whether you know this expression. These are the guys who represent the apartment houses in many terms. And also municipalities and local energy agencies can be the stakeholders. And there are many more. Of course, I omitted a few of them. We will talk about later if we will have time for a bit of teamwork. We put them together because these are the ones who, if we can think about these stakeholders as a body, so that would give an one-stop shop for us. But also there are many more stakeholders. We will work with them a bit later. Once again, why it is important to have an OSS? If this diagram shows that how complicated it is, could be a way for a single property owner if he or she wants to do a renovation. There are quite a few services which should be which he needs, the owner needs, and there are quite a few providers for that. And the homeowner is interested in finding the best player in the market, but he or she cannot necessarily find easily those, and the way until the renovation will be finished that can be quite winding or can be quite complex. So this is OSS can simplify for the property owners. So these curves and these winding roads will be much easier, much more simple for the homeowners. So therefore, the OSSes provide an integrated consultancy for the ones who want to do home renovation, but most importantly, or more importantly, first of all, it is also important that they need to find the homeowners who wants to do a renovation of their home. So not just information sharing, dissemination is their task, but marketing and also finding the best target groups for doing renovation. It's very important that the OSSes provide independent advice, which will be provided by experts who hopefully will be trusted or can be trusted. They provide simplified diagnosis and provide recommendations. It's important because homeowners therefore can understand what should be done, why should be done, how much it will cost, and what is their best interest to do, why it is their best interest to do that. They also have designing the project, so preparing renovation plan, financial plan, calculation on energy of on energy savings, estimated energy savings, and so on, which will hopefully convince the homeowner that the work can be done and should be done, and also can help in selection of contractors and companies, often locally based suppliers and installers, and very importantly, can help in finding financing solutions, because not just the technical part of the renovation is complex, but also the financial part, the administrative part is also very complex, and sometimes it's frightening for the property owners. A bit more details about the provided services. We as energy experts, we know that why it is important to do some renovation work on our homes, but it's not everybody is aware about that, why it is important, especially in countries where the energy is subsidized by the state, like in Hungary, and the people just not really. So this kind of investment cannot always, and are not always attractive for the homeowners, but also the way the people use the energy, people use the house or the equipment in the houses. There's also something that should be dealt with if we want to decrease the energy demand and decrease the emissions. So OSS can also can raise the awareness about energy efficiency measures, and energy efficiency related projects, and also target to change the behavior of the homeowners. As the sources and financial sources are scarce in most countries, it is always the best interest of who gives the money, probably by the state, to use it as well as as it can be done. But everyone needs to bear in mind that the window of opportunity to do this renovation project is quite small, because the people living in the house, well, the renovation process is complex. It's painful, it's dirty, it takes lots of effort. The administrative part is horrible, especially in these kind of countries. In Hungary, the bureaucracy is just a disaster sometimes. So it need to be find the best time when people are willing to do this process, and this can be when the people purchase a house, old house, and at this time, most of the time, the people also plan to make some renovation on the house. So this can be a good opportunity to find people and provide them information about what can be done, why it should be done, how it should be done, what kind of finance could be available for that. So therefore, other players, not just the OSSes, but other players also can take part in disseminating information, like real estate agencies, banks, and also maybe perhaps notaries. Simplified assessment and proposals can be done or may be done by the OSSes, because not every the flats, the houses are not the same. So people need personalized information and advice about the technical and also the financial part of the renovation. They need to be told what is worth renovating, what kind of subsidy programs are available, how much the investment is attractive for them or not, how long the payback period will be, and so on and so on. And also, the OSS can provide an estimation of the expected energy savings and the cost of the investment. It's not easy to calculate, so therefore an expert is good to have. Also, project planning can be a service which OSS may offer. Sometimes it is done by the a rough estimate, so with a questionnaire or through a video call, rough estimation can be made. But if OSS provide detailed and on-site energy audit, it can be more detailed and more exact. The OSS can analyze the situation, but can determine the potential savings and also how the renovation process will look like, what kind of details the homeowners can expect. It's also very important that the OSS will do this, that it will take into account what kind of grants are there and what kind of requirement these grants have. So they need to it need to be made sure that all the specifics, all the details about the projects will, at the end of the day, will meet the requirements. So therefore, there won't be any administrative or financial problem at the end of the renovation. The selection of companies that can cause a headache. If anyone had done a renovation or a construction of a new house, so this is a quite painful process finding the best contractors for that. Yeah, OSS may provide help in it. There are several three ways of that. They can provide the assistance, providing a list about the available and qualified contractors. But also the OSS can take over the task or some of the tasks during the renovation process. So if they get a contract if they have a contract with the property owner, they will step up on the behalf of the homeowner. So therefore, they can contract the construction companies for the renovation work. And also for the renovation work, it can be done by the general contractor. And OSS can step up as a general contractor. In this way, in this case, the OSS will carry out renovation with maybe through its own workforce, but can hire a construction company to do that. Talking about finance is also can cause a headache for the homeowners. The most important question is, according to the experience, is not the question how much it will be, whether it will be attractive or not, but the most important question whether the property owners can afford and how can afford. So the OSS can assess the self-financing capacity of the homeowners, talking about savings and incomes. OSS also is clear about what kind of subsidy programs are there and what is the amount of the available grants the homeowners can apply for, and also can calculate the necessary amount of money which needs to be provided by a bank by a loan, beyond the self-financing, beyond the public grant. Some loan also can be needed, and the OSS is also can provide details about what kind of loan products are available for the homeowners and what kind of conditions of these loans have. And also can provide a financing plan, which contains kind of most of these details, what kind of sources are for the renovation and how much loan should be taken by the homeowners. The OSS can provide the renovation work also. If not an OSS do this, that's a quite complex and hard way. For the homeowners, OSS can provide a help in it, which organizes and rationalizes the process, can help to find the qualified workforce, or can provide qualified workforce for that. It's often mentioned that the lack of the qualified workforce is one of the main obstacles for innovation. On the other hand, contractors argue on the other way that the energy renovation market is not wide enough, not sufficient for them to spend on the trainings of their staff. So therefore, OSS also could provide trainings. There are examples for that in Europe, especially in Ireland. What is also very important is the supervision and coordination of the construction, because most of the homeowners just cannot do this because they don't understand the technical details, what should be done, how it should be done. If you want to avoid problems at the end of the project, which can be technical problems, also financial, administrative problems, the consequences can have it something done on a wrong way. So therefore, the supervision is pretty much advised to have, but it is a challenge for the homeowners. It can provide them higher cost, further cost, additional cost they don't want to pay for. So it is also should be considered if you want to start to launch an OSS to uh, uh, supervision to put supervision in the package of the provided services. Quality assurance is also an important question. Who is accountable for the quality of the services, and who is liable if any problems arisen? It's good to have an answer for this kind of question. It is good to have well before the project starts. So therefore, OSSes need to have um, uh, rules for that so-called contractual relationships be developed, and also quality assurance schemes need to have, and also need to implement consumer protection policies, and need to have mediation services to make it easy if there are any debate about who did what and why it is problematic. So these kind of questions can be settled, and if there are this kind of protection policies and mediation services. Um, talking about quality assurance, those can be provided in two ways. The OSS can guarantee the quality of the building materials and also the methods the contractors are using, which will guarantee that everything will be fine. On the other hand, the other solution for that is that when not the materials and the methods are guaranteed, but the energy savings will be guaranteed, which will be actually achieved after the renovation finishes. For that sake, an energy performance contract needs to be undersigned by the parties. So these are the services OSSes can provide or may provide. And now let's see some good examples from European countries. But before that, I wanted to refresh a bit of the operation methods of the OSSes, what kind of operation methods they have. But yeah, there was a question for the team Mentimeter. So you have seen that, you have answered to this question, but let's talk about that is not in details, but just mentioning the operation methods. There is an advice model, there is a support model, and there is an implementation model of these OSSes. And let's see the good examples. This is the most close to us in Hungary. This is the Austria model in terms of, if I'm saying, what I'm talking about, it is close, I mean it geographically. but it is a very interesting model. And obviously, all the 10 provinces, there are 10 provinces, all of them, there are free energy consulting services, advisory points that are funded by the provincial governments. It's a very lucky situation because if you see the Vienna case, it's called Hauskunft Wien or Vienna. These OSS provide free and independent and personalized consultancy, talking about technical, financial, and administrative advices they give to homeowners and for property managers also. They support the owners to every phase of residential renovation from scratch, from the planning and till the last steps. I'm talking about when I'm talking about the last steps, I'm talking about the quality assurance also. And we are talking about Austria, so it's well, I pretty much if someone thinks that the homeowners can trust in the contractors, yes, they can, of course, but still it's very important to have independent advice about what should be done and by whom should be done. If you're talking about apartment houses, the Hauskunft provides services for them, of course, because in Vienna there are lots of apartment blocks, apartment houses, so they are providing help and support for these buildings. They uh, visiting the house, they can attend the homeowners meetings when they're making decisions. They can help to make decisions. They provide renovation concept. For that, it costs money. This is the only part in Vienna which costs money for the from the services provided by the Hauskunft. But as far as I'm concerned, these money will be reimbursed by the state at the end of the renovation process. And talking about contractors, there is a platform in Austria. It's called Qualitätsplattform-Sanierung. This is an online platform through which you can find reliable professionals, and these are reliable because the qualified professionals, the new members, so the contractors can apply for being on this list, on this platform, but for that they need to provide information and experiences and proof that they are really capable of doing a good job. So therefore, the OSSs in Austria can offer them or can offer this platform, and homeowners can find the best contractors. Hauskunft performs 600 consultations per month. They had 9 technical experts and 3 members in the office staff. And the funding of Hauskunft comes from the Vienna's municipality through a non-profit urban development coordination, but it's called Wohnfonds Wien. But it also, as I mentioned at the beginning, the provincial governments or the Vienna government provide the funding for this OSS in Austria. The Irish model is different. It is not an advisory advice model, but an implementation model for which 20 registered privately owned one-stop shop are in Ireland. They are specialized in family houses, and some of them has a nationwide coverage. For that, if you want to run this kind of one-stop shop, you need to register yourself, and for that you need to meet several requirements. I didn't list all of them. There are 9 or 10 of them. Just look on it. Some of them You need to have a financial integrity and a stable financial status. You need to have an organizational capacity and technical competence provided. You need to have existence of qualified workforce and also need to have quality assurance. The registration is not easy. It takes several months to perform, to finish it, but the Sustainable Energy Authority of Ireland, which oversees the whole uh, one-stop-shop network, provides help in it, so you can improve your business model and you can gain registration. Um, uh, these kind of bodies are existing in Ireland because Irish government supports. There is a government support for deep retrofits for building built before 2011. They are eligible for 50% of state subsidy. And a bit of the services in the Irish model they provide. We pretty much can say that they make it easy for the homeowner. So there is a digital questionnaire before the contraction made. There is an initial online consultation process. The OSS assesses the actual energy performance of the property, and after that they prepare a renovation plan, which contains all the renovation measures, includes the expected cost and also information about the available state grant, the amount of the money they can apply for. After that, they agree with everything. They can do the planning, and also the application is being done by the OSS. So the OSS can step up on behalf of the owner when they apply for the state aid. They are also performing the contracting with the contractors, and that helps to determine the time frame of the whole renovation process, talking about the start and also the finish dates, and also the main milestones of the whole process. They help in monitoring the project during the whole work, and finally, when everything is done, they help the homeowners to learn how to use the new property and how to use the new equipment in the house. So therefore, making sure that the energy used in that property will be something like it is designed for that it was planned for. So the energy demand and the energy use, energy savings will reach the targeted amount. And lastly, the French model, which is totally different, and very complex, because France is a big country and there are lots of stakeholders on the market. There are provinces, there are lots of big cities. So therefore, several there are several OSSs are existing in France. They are operating under different legal forms. Those can be fully owned by municipalities. Those can be established by multiple local authorities, so multiple municipalities, but they also can be formed or established by the participation of public and private entities as well. Mostly the French OSSs work in support or implementation model. The most important one, the biggest one, is the France Renov. It is a state-owned OSS network. It's funded by national, local, and regional authorities. This provides nationwide support for homeowners, and the services are free of charge for the French homeowners. There are several hundreds of advice points, lots of advisors providing personalized advice and assistance, and it can be available at any stage of the whole renovation process. It also happens in France because the French government also think big about renovations of houses. So therefore, there is state subsidies that can be available for that. But it's very important to know that the financial support in France are mostly reimbursed after everything is finished. So therefore, people need may need financial assistance during the process because not necessarily can afford to finance the whole process, the whole renovation process. So very interestingly, in France, OSSs can step up as financial bodies, unlike in Hungary, but unlike in every other countries, I guess, Europe. They can provide financial assistance, not just information about the state subsidies, about the possible loans, but also can provide money for the renovating homeowners. It's very unique among the European networks of OSSs, or the other European experiences. And what kind of services the French model provides for family houses? There is an initial consultancy for identify the main problems with the house. They prepare a renovation plan based on the performed on-site energy assessment. They calculate the energy savings based on the renovation plan, and also provide support for the construction itself, consultation. They request quotations from the companies, analyze them, help to choose between them, and provides technical supervision of the whole process and help in monitoring the energy savings. For apartment houses, they also provide a range of services which can be varied depending on the type of the building, but generally talking, they perform energy audits for the apartment houses, can help in selecting a project manager who will conduct the renovation planning. And in the meantime, OSS will prepare a financing plan and also will take part in requesting quotations from the contractors and help in approval of the contractor quotations, and also will provide help in starting and carrying out the renovation work. All of these models and all of these national examples is worth to analyze. It might help in when we are talking about what kind of OSS network we would like to have in our country. So there are good examples and different ones, different operating methods, different pools of services, of the package of services within these networks. It needs to be assessed as what can be chosen for our country. It depends on always in the country what kind of working methods are there, what kind of state subsidies may be provided by the state, and so on. So there is no one of best way and which should be implemented in our country, but there are existing examples of which one of them can be interesting for our country, one of them cannot be done in our country. It's worth to take time to analyze what is being done in other countries. So this is it about the stakeholders and especially about the services OSS provide, and also the national examples.